Hey people, CzarThwomp here, and welcome to the first episode of my new Let's Play, The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles 1. I am really excited to do this game, because I have just been waiting so long to actually have the chance to actually play it. Because, yes, there was a fan translation for it available for quite some time, but unlike with Ace Attorney Investigations 2, which you could get through DS emulator ROM that you could play on Desume, the one that was for the Great Ace Attorney, and the Great Ace Attorney 2, was one that you had to basically jerry-rig into an Android phone, which frankly I was not all that comfortable doing, so I was essentially I didn't think I would be able to play this game. Until now, until they actually released a localized version, which I am really excited for, because from what I've seen through fan translation playthroughs, is the music is pretty good, the characters are pretty entertaining, and overall, if you like Ace Attorney, you'll like this game. In fact, it actually has a similar vibe to the Professor Layton Ace Attorney crossover. Only in this one, the Ace Attorney aspect is actually prominent. I swear, I am not the biggest fan of the Professor Layton crossover, though I am not going to cross that bridge unless the opportunity presents itself. Anyways, let's select the adventure, because we are going to not do the Great Ace Attorney Adventures. We're not doing the Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve, which I didn't know that was the actual name. All I've known about this game was DGS 1 and DGS 2. Anyways, let's do the Great Ace Attorney Adventures. And watch the loading screen. Ooh, cutscene.
The Empire of Japan, after opening its doors,
with derpy face guy.
Cultural transformation brought great waves of Western influence.
Just that guy who was holding those sticks, he looked really excited.
The revolution washed over the land, making life in the capital exciting and unsettling. It was a period of great change, and some was swept away by the tide.
And someone died.
But for one man, the turbulence of that era was just the beginning of an extraordinary story.
Yeah, I love how this is Phoenix's family line of getting accused of murder. It's the family tradition. Phoenix was keeping it strong during his Feeny days. Episode 1, The Adventure of the Great Departure. Yeah, as you can tell, this game's different from the main series in that these two games are different from the main series in that they're actually the names of the cases don't involve the term turnabout. 2nd November, 843, Supreme Court of Judicature, Defendant's Antechamber. Okay, I'm not going to do autoplay. I can play the game. I still can't believe it. I still can't believe this is happening. How can it be that just beyond the doors to this quiet little chamber is the highest court in Japan, waiting to decide my fate? What? Oh, no, nothing. Save your glares, murderer. Sorry. My name is Ryuunosuke Naruhodou. I'm sorry if I mispronounced the name. I am not that good pronouncing foreign names, as you can probably tell. I'm a second-year student at the Imperial Yumai University. 3 days ago, I somehow found myself in the middle of a horrifying incident. And now, here I am, awaiting my trial. That's enough! No exposition! Oh, sorry. He's not obliged to listen to such abuse, officer. And who are you? I'm this man's lawyer. I'll be defending him today. Lawyer? Yes, and until the judge has given his verdict on the case, I will stand here menacingly with my sword and my bandana that floats in the wind, even though we have no breeze here. No one has the right to treat him as a criminal, so you will hold your tongue. Technicalities! Look at you! You haven't even graduated yet! And yet, I still seem to know better than you how a court officer should behave. Your pay shall get cut. Right, Ryuunosuke? Oh, yeah, of course. Sorry. Yes, basically, I will cut your pay even though I'm not a prosecutor. That's how powerful I am. My power levels are beyond anything you can comprehend. What are you apologizing to me for? Oh, no, I suppose that wasn't my fault. But really, Kazuma, I never meant to drag you into this. I'm sorry. Ha 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 ha! There you go again, apologizing! Oh, you fool! I wasn't dragged into this. I dragged this situation to me to showcase my power. This is but what you see now is but a mere glimpse of my power. Just like always. Though I must say, you've been all over the newspaper these past few days. You, my university professor, murdered in cold blood by students. But obviously, you didn't actually do it, did you? Of course not. You have to believe me. I didn't do it. I could never murder someone. I can push a guy. I can act embarrassing for a girl, but I can't murder someone. Then there's nothing to worry about. Straighten yourself up. Hold your head high. You mean, I believe you. I know you're innocent, Ryuunosuke. Kazuma Asogi, my best friend, also in his second year at Yumai University. But he's far more clever than I, a star student in fact. He's even a qualified lawyer. Impressive considering he's still an undergraduate. And then Francisca, she just time travels at the age of 13. Hold my riding crop. Okay, do I have the court record? Come on. Give me the court record. I want to see the court record. How do I pull up the court record? I want to see ages. The very concept of lawyers is only a few years old, here in Japan anyways. My qualifications don't mean much, yet. Why am I giving him a Blaze voice? Why is Blaze the best slowly seeping into this guy? That's right, I have seeped into him! I will possess his body, and he will do my bidding in the past! Now, I want you to find Sebastian's ancestors on his maternal side and slap them upside the head! I will slap... I don't know. You said exactly the same thing 3 days ago. But I'm proud to have a friend like you, Kazuma. Truly. 3 days ago. Yes, that's when all this started. Congratulations, Kazuma! It looks like you're going to get to study abroad at last. I know. I've been dreaming of this day. Yeah, that's better. That's a better voice on my throat anyways. Finally, those government elites have acknowledged my academic achievements and successes in court. So you'll be representing Japan as you immerse yourself in the most sophisticated legal system in the world. I'm really happy for you and proud as your friend. There's not a soul in the university who doesn't know Kazuma's name. He's a living legend. It's like there's some mysterious aura billowing around his temple. I want to bring change to our own legal system. That's why I had to cross the ocean to see the real thing with my own eyes. The heart of the British Empire. I wish I could see it too. Then come with me. We'd have a wild time tearing up the streets of Her Majesty's City in London together. You can be my legal assistant. You can hold my case files. I don't even know what voice I'm using for him. If only it were that simple. Oh dear, look at the time. I'd best get going. Really, why is my voice devolving into that? Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a little longer. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. Look at those flowers on the table. Class! Look at these chairs. Class! Look at that plant in the corner. Class! And then Ryuunosuke, he's like, yeah, that plant is pretty classy. I hope my descendant one day has a plant in his place of work. That is what I will work for. See you in English class tomorrow then, partner. And then he vanished. His planet needed him. It was straight after that. That's when it happened. Okay, I don't even know who's talking. Asogi, may I have a word? Okay, I don't know who's talking, sorry. Okay, yeah, sorry. Like I said, I'm not too familiar with basically how this game progresses in terms of characters. So if I don't know who's talking, so frankly, if something's happening, and I don't see a direct name, chances are I don't know who's talking. Professor, I didn't know you were coming.
Well, this case has personal significance to me. But never mind that for now. Asogi, you shouldn't go immediately to the judges. You should go immediately to the judge's chamber.
To His Excellency's chamber? Why?
He was looking for you, I believe. You advocating for the defense in this trial was a sudden decision. It seems there may be some confusion about procedures today as a result.
Who is this man? I feel as though I've seen him at the university before, glaring at me, menacingly.
I see, then I will go at once.
I shall accompany you.
Hey, you take the role of Maya, you run the risk of getting the Maya voice.
Alright then, Ryuunosuke, I shall see you in the courtroom.
Yes, thanks, Kazuma. This is awkward.
If I may.
Yes, sorry?
You must be the defendant, Ryuunosuke Naruhodou, I believe.
Yes, that's right!
My name is Eugene Mikotaba. I'm a professor of forensics medicine at Yuma University. Have you heard of Ryuunosuke? And CzarThwomp forgot to turn on his timer.
Ah, Professor Mikotaba. I heard of that name from Kazuma before. As I recall, he's been pushing to get the government to agree to Kazuma studying abroad.
Asogi has told me about you. You are his best friend, I understand. As such, I feel you should know.
Know what?
Well, as you've no doubt heard, Asogi's been granted permission to go and study in Great Britain. So don't try to get in his way, you'll only slow him down, and by extension, you'll prevent me from taking all the credit. I made him. He is my greatest accomplishment.
What was I saying? Accomplishment? What? Accomplishment!
However, if he should fail to defend you in today's trial, it'll screw all my plans up. I'm afraid that the permission will be revoked, never granted again, and it'll be all your fault. We'll set up a statue in the middle of campus saying how it was your fault that you screwed me over.
What?
As I suspected, you were unaware of this. I had a feeling Asogi may have chosen not to tell you.
He's agreed to defend me, knowing that if he fails, his dreams will be shattered? But I understand! Why would the government do such a thing?
The administration has to choose from a large number of applicants for overseas studies. It's very difficult to persuade them to grant permission, even the most favorable of circumstances.
I don't believe it. But I didn't do it! I swear it! I'm not a murderer!
I'm sure that's true, murderer. Nevertheless, murderer, I can assure you that proving your innocence will be no easy task, because you are clearly a murderer. Not that I think you're a murderer, of course.
And my mucus is coming up to my nose,
You see, there are certain peculiarities about today's trial.
Sorry? What do you mean?
You'll soon understand once proceedings get underway.
But what should I do?
Well, naturally, I'm not going to suggest doing anything that could lead to a conviction. I'm just suggesting, and this is just a suggestion, you didn't hear from me, a bit of arson wouldn't hurt.
Right, so...
As soon as the trial starts, the judge will pose a certain question to the defense. He'll ask you, what are those? And he'll point to your shoes. I don't know why. When that happens, you must answer before anyone else. You must say, I do. I do? Yes, the judge is asking if you will marry Polly the parrot from the future.
But what will the question be? Surely not.
Do you accept the accusations brought before you? Of course not! Defendant! Court is about to begin! Proceed to the courtroom at once! We communicate telepathically! It would seem our surreptitious CzarThwomp can't read. Discussions are to be cut short. I am now taking on the role of Samuki in flubbing up dialogue for CzarThwomp. So allow me to summarize. Kazuma Asogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. Of course, as the defendant, the final decision is yours. What are you waiting for? Do you want me found guilty for failing to appear? Get moving! There's no plans for anyone advocating for the likes of you anyways!
This is it. This is the trial. If this trial goes badly, Kazuma's dreams of setting abroad are over. And what's more, they will do things to me in jail. I am too beautiful to go to jail. Do you know what they do to guys like me in prison? I'll be found guilty of murder, and I'll have to go to jail with people who will do things to me in the showers. And so, with absolutely no idea of what lie ahead, I embarked on this unforgivable trial. My one and only chance of proving my innocence. The trial that would decide my destiny. Can I see the court record? Can I see the court record? I want to see the court record. 9 o'clock a.m. Supreme Court of Judicature. Courtroom number 2. And just, yeah, and then we get Ryuunosuke, who's trying to give Apollo a run for his money. I swear, is this what Apollo looks like when he's doing the perceive? Just his eyes go wild. Clavier is just trying to not look into them, lest he gets sucked in, lest his soul gets sucked out of his body into this whirlpool of torture and nightmares. I swear, just that look is not helping you, Ryuunosuke. Just look at that face. That is the face of someone who has done stuff. I swear, I wouldn't be surprised. Just Maya, she's sleeping in her bed, and then she gets overcome. The spirits haunt her, and Maya sees that face in her nightmares.
Yuck!
Well, what's wrong, Maya?
I had the nightmare again! The creepy nightmare version of you in the school uniform was staring at me with the deranged look in his eye!
Yes, so this is a courtroom. No one's here! The Supreme Court of Judicature. No court in the land has more power, except me, for I am the court of the greats. Sorry. I don't much like the look of those people sitting in the public gallery. I don't like the fact that they're silhouettes. Lots of military and other uniforms in there. Not to mention they're all silhouettes. The powers have demanded this to be a secret trial. Okay, better voice for my throat. Sorry I'm changing up the voice so suddenly. It's just, I can't really do scratchy voice like that for too long because otherwise my throat will kill me. A trial that's closed to ordinary members of the public. Only military and government officials may attend. What? But why? Because my power is too great. If the common man were to witness me defend, it would shatter their psyche. It would break their bones and burn their flesh. I would shatter all reality, and this world would be sucked into a wormhole because my power would be too great. It'll become clear in time, but for now, you need to concentrate, Ryuunosuke. It's about to begin. And yes, we get Payne's ancestor. Payne's ancestor is here.
The court will now hear the trial of Ryuunosuke Naruhodou.
The prosecution is ready, Your Excellency!
As is the defense.
Before we begin, there is one point of order I would like to confirm. Yesterday evening, the defense made a last-minute request for a change of advocate.
That's correct, Your Excellency. I made the request myself.
Normal procedures for the defendant's advocacy to be declared 2 days prior to trial. As this is an unusual circumstance, I am obliged to ask for final confirmation now. Who advocates for the defendant in this trial?
This is it! This must be the question! Who's going to defend me? That's the question the professor meant. But then, if I say I do, I need to answer quickly. What should I do? Wait and see! Kazuma is the lawyer here. I can't defend myself. If I said I do, it would be tantamount to lying. It would be tantamount to lying. And I've been accused of murder, for goodness sake. This is no time for lies. And then a century later, Phoenix in his dolly sweat, in his ugly pink dolly sweater. I'm gonna lie on this stand right here. Try to stop fidgeting, Ryuunosuke. It's distracting. It's slightly throwing off my power levels. But if I don't say I'll defend myself now, things could end very badly for my friend. Your Excellency, no confirmation is needed. As I am standing here beside the defendant, I hope it's clear who will advocate for his defense.
What's the meaning of this unruly outburst?
I would like to inform the court that I, Ryuunosuke Naruhodou, will be defending myself!
You'll be, what?
What are you playing at, Ryuunosuke? Professor Mikotoba told me everything just now before the trial. He did what? He said that your dreams of studying abroad would be dashed if you were to lose. How sad. It means you don't have faith in me. You think I wouldn't be able to get you off. No, it's not that really. It's just that, well, on the off chance things don't go well for me, I couldn't bear to be the reason that you... Yes. I knew that's how you'd feel, which is exactly why I decided not to tell you. Professor Mikotoba shouldn't have stuck his nose in. I will have to obliterate him later. With a blink of my eye, I will Thanos snap him out of existence.
Very well. The court hereby recognizes the defendant's desire to advocate for himself in today's trial.
Well! Does the accused admit defeat already? Renouncing his own counsel? Really?
Objection!
Make no mistake, counsel. This merely shows that the defendant's innocence is so apparent, he's confident that he can speak for himself. Plus, he knows that I can give him residual power. I will amplify his aura with my gaze. Isn't that so, Naruto-san? Oh, yes, exactly. Exactly what I wasn't thinking. I'm not confident at all. In fact, my mind's a complete blank. I realize you're in charge now, but still, try not to look so bewildered.
Well, for a mere university student to be brought before the Supreme Court, you must have perpetrated a most heinous crime indeed, and darn it, CzarThwomp! 4 games of voicing Winston Payne, and you mess up my lines!
I want my court files. Give me my court record.
As you're no doubt aware, this is the Supreme Court of Judicature of Japan. Accordingly, the very highest standards of conduct are expected of all present. Do I make myself clear, Defendant Naruhodou?
Yes, Your Excellency.
It is therefore my duty to assess your competence for the task you have undertaken.
My competence? What does that mean? He's questioning your ability to do the job. Well, he can't be questioning it more than I am.
So, let's start with the very simplest of questions.
Yes.
Kindly state before the court the name of the victim in this case.
Well, that's easy enough. I've heard his name more times than I care to remember. But, wait. I'm so nervous I can't even remember that! What was it again? Ryuunosuke. Let me guess. Your mind's gone blank. You know me so well. All the relevant information for this case can be found in the court record. But I can't even find that! It's simple. You can access the court record with a press of the R button. I've been pressing the R button. I can't access it. If you ever find you're forgetful or you've forgotten something, just consult that. It's all in there. I just have to press R for the court record. All right, there's no time to lose. This is the list of evidence you collected. Now try switching to people with the R button. You'll find the details about the victim in here. When you're done, just press the B button to go back. Yeah, I love how Edgeworth even became a guy into. Edgeworth got his badge. Edgeworth standing in court way 3 years before Kazuma's here. And Franziska, yeah, really. By the time Franziska, she was in court for nearly 10 years. Yeah, meanwhile, Franziska, by the time he was at his first year in court, she was in her 10th year. Okay, yeah, we can see the people. Kazuma Soki, Yujin Mikotoba. Yes, Winston Payne's ancestor. Yes, Winston Payne's ancestor despises the change. He hates change so much that all of his descendants are identical in appearance to him. And John H. Wilson. John H. Wilson. So remember, everything you do in the current case can be found in the court record. Now, you'd better not keep His Excellency waiting any longer. Go on. Find the victim in the people section of the court record, then press the X button to present. Try it now. It was obviously a Sogi.
Yes.
The victim was no then Kazumi Asogi.
Objection!
Oh, then why is that pompous-looking boy with the billowing headband still there standing next to you?
Oops. Oops doesn't do that justice. Not content with having killed Dr. Wilson, now you're claiming my murder as well? I haven't killed anyone! Then concentrate and actually read the court record before you answer.
I must say, you are not insulting the court with much confidence here.
Quickly, give him the correct answer before he turns his gavel on you. Find the victim in the people section of the court record, then press the X button to present. Try it now.
Yes!
The victim was none other than Taketsuki Ouchi. Then who's the uptight bespeckled top-knot standing Then who's the uptight bespeckled top-knot standing opposite?
Who's bespeckled top-knot?
Sorry, for some reason that just came out, even though I know it's wrong.
Perhaps you're unaware that I am the master of the ancient non-style sword art. I am also the master of the art of being pathetic. I'll have you know I bought a woman's bath water for 400 yen. A pathetic little child like you would be sliced to pieces before you get close to taking my life. I would blow out your eardrums with an epic screech.
I wouldn't provoke that proud Edo spirit. He might draw his blade on you. But of course, my blade is bigger and stronger and more powerful than his could ever hope to be. I thought courtroom sparring was supposed to be done with words. I'm doing everyone!
I will say, you are not doing the court with much confidence here.
Quickly, give him the correct answer before he turns his gavel on you. Find the victim in the people section of the court record. Then press the X button to present. Mikotoba! The victim's name is... Stop! You're just saying a random name that you come across in the court record, aren't you? How did you guess? It's blatantly obvious. From the wide-eyed look on your bewilderment.
I must say, you are not suing the court with much confidence here.
Quickly, give him the correct answer before he turns his gavel on you. Find the victim in the people section of the court record, then press the X button to present. Try it now. Yes, I'm going with the right person for once. The victim's name was Dr. John H. Wilson.
Well, at least you can remember that name or an esteemed member of your own university.
Dr. Wilson was a visiting professor from England invited to Yume University 3 years ago.
Indeed, which is the reason why this case has such a profound implications. The British Empire is at present our country's most valuable foreign ally, And as most of you are well aware, we have just signed a new treaty together after lengthy negotiations.
There can't be anyone who hasn't heard of the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation.
And yet, despite these delicate circumstances, the blood of an Englishman has been spilled on our soil! You two are both undergraduates at the Imperial Yuma University, are you not? Murdering a professor from the very institution that provides your education! Have you no honor?
And then a century later, Winston Payne trying to get a little boy and murdered so that way he can murder Phoenix for daring to embarrass Winston and him. But I didn't do it.
This case is coming under great scrutiny from our allies on the other side of the world. The court therefore wishes for a speedy resolution to this matter.
In other words, our feeble government is scared of upsetting England's policymakers. And you're a convenient and expendable scapegoat to blame for this crime. So that's why this trial has these unusual peculiarities, is it? Exactly, our government needs to convict someone as quickly as possible. All because the victim was an Englishman. Yes, Dr. Wilson was an Englishman. But nationalities and treaties won't make any difference for me here. The fact is, I was there at the scene of the crime. Oh dear, look at the top. I'd better get going. Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a little longer. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow then, partner. The British Empire. Wow, it's incredible to think. Wait. I've seen that man at the university. I'm sure he's a visiting professor from Great Britain. I don't know his name, but still. I should go and say hello. So I went over to the professor's table and introduced myself to Dr. Wilson.
Now then, let me pose my next question. Defendant Naruhodou.
Yes, Your Excellency?
How did this professor of medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson, lose his life? State before this court the cause of death.
Cause of death. Well, obviously, that was, let's check the cause of death. Post-mortem report. Basically, male British, single bullet fired at close range. Ryuunosuke, remember that in court, every assertion must be backed up by evidence. By evidence? But how? Find the piece of evidence that shows the professor's cause of death, and select present! Do it now! Collar pin! Save me! The evidence that clearly shows the victim's cause of death is, of course, this!
And what on basis do you present this evidence?
Well, because it was in the court record, of course. Slow down. Why did you pick that? Isn't there something more relevant looking? Well, now that you say that, I suppose... Pick the wrong piece of evidence again, and it won't be a mystery as to your cause of death. Yikes, he sounds and looks deadly serious. Find the piece of evidence that shows the professor's cause of death, and select present. Do it now!
Yes!
Well... According to this document, the victim suffered a hemorrhagic death due to gunshot trauma.
Learn to read, you imbecile! That's the post-mortem report, I take it!
Sorry, yes, that's right. The, post-mortem report. In the West, a doctor dissects the corpses to identify the cause of death in an autopsy. But here in Japan, a police officer merely inspects the body and draws conclusions that way. Oh, I see. As long as I'm not going to be tested on any of this later.
This is the so-called photographic print of the scene of the crime! You can clearly discern scorch marks around the bullet hole produced by the gunpowder explosion. Now let me explain to you about ballistic markings. In other words, we should assume that the victim was shot close range.
Thank you, counsel. The court will accept this modern scientific evidence into the court record.
The photographic print of the victim has been entered into the court record. Okay, sorry. I heard a noise outside. So that's a photographic print. Well, that's something I've never seen before. It's clearly superior to a drawing. The detail is incredible.
Very well, I am satisfied with your answers. Let us start the trial.
T-pose for dominance! Certainly, Your Excellency. So, without further ado, in order to better apprise the court with the facts of the case, the prosecution hereby calls its first witness, who was there at the scene of the crime when it happened.
This is it then. I think I may have worked out what the professor had in mind. The professor? You mean Dr. Mikotava? Yes, clearly you're the defense lawyer today, not me, but that doesn't mean. Well, I can still act as your assistant. Ah, of course. When he was speaking with me before, he simply said, Kazuma Sogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. He really has been sticking his oar in, hasn't he? Maybe, but any help you can give me would be greatly appreciated, Kazuma. Well, my first piece of advice is, rein in that crazy look of bewilderment and control the cold sweats. You look like a small man with spikes in the future who will scare the people with his perception. Yes, and meanwhile, Apollo, these words ring as a, why am I getting these weird messages from beyond? Stop giving the court the bewilderment.
Mr. Ryan, I'm seeing a weird ghost. And he's glaring at me and telling me not to look at the court with bewilderment.
And my timer's going off. The butler.
Witness, state your name and occupation for the court, please!
Of course. My name is Satoru Hosonaga. I am the head waiter at a Western-style restaurant called La Carnival.
Are you alright?
You seem to be coughing up some, Oh, it's nothing. Just a bit of the consumption. It's a regular occurrence. It really doesn't bother me. Well, it really should.
As everyone knows, the capital southeastern corner was developed for foreign visitors some years ago. It's become a very fashionable district now, full of hotels to accommodate overseas guests. This grim crime occurred in one of the district's so-called restaurants, an Occidental eatery, 3 days ago.
Understood. Hosonaga-san, you will kindly tell the court everything you can about the incident.
At once, sir.
And no petty interjections from the aspiring lawyer boy, please! Or I will fan your ass! I will beat your ass with my fan!
Oh, perspiring maybe, but aspiring? It was just after 2 p.m. on the day in question. We have few diners at that time of day. The lunchtime rush was over, and there were only 3 tables still occupied. That fits in with my memory of it, too. There was hardly anyone else in the place. It was when I was in the kitchen putting away crockery and cutlery. I can't read today. A gunshot rang out, so I hurried out to the dining area to see what had happened. I found the victim, an English gentleman, slumped in his chair, and standing immediately beside him, gun in hand, was the accused university student.
Yes!
Hold on! Let me just clarify something here. Well, I did pick up a gun that was lying on the floor beside the professor. I didn't shoot him!
Objection!
I ask you to refrain from petty interjections. The court wishes to listen to the witness's report what he saw, you amateur! You peasant!
But the next time you interrupt in an inappropriate time, you will be penalized. Defendant Naruto.
Don't worry, Ryuunosuke. You will have your chance to fight back. For now, we must just quietly listen to the witness.
If I may confirm one point, waiter, standing beside the victim with a gun in his hand was the same man we see here in court today?
Yes, without question.
I see! And apart from the accused, was there anyone else standing beside the victim?
No. There was no one else around that table but the deceased Englishman and the university student. Huh? Wait, what did you just say? There was no one else around that table. What's the matter, Ryuunosuke? That's just not right. When I went over to Dr. Wilson to say hello, there was a woman sitting opposite him at his table. Really? And that's not something the waiter should have missed. I've been warned about interjecting, but still, what should I do? Wait and see! And I love that the waiter has the Kristoff sprite. As if basically Kristoff is trying to possess the waiter. Kristoff traveled back in time and tried to pose as the waiter. I desperately want to say something, but I was told not to interject. Ryuunosuke, is if your parents tell you to study, you're the kind of man who would diligently get to work, aren't you? I suppose I am. I'd never gotten into my university otherwise. But you can't just always follow the rules in life, you know. If you don't say what you want to say now, you'll seriously regret it when you're found guilty. Alright, you scared me. I won't forget that piece of advice in a hurry. And there is something I want to say. I'm just going to shut my eyes and say it. Why are you trying to be Kristoff Gavin?
Yes!
Just a moment, please! Dr. Wilson was alone that day. I'm sure of it! There was a lady sitting with him at the same table! And I know, the voices in my head told me so!
Objection!
Dear me, what are we going to do with you?
End the episode off! Anyways, I'm sorry for this, but I think now would be a good time to end things off. I really appreciate you going to watch this episode. You're a great viewer, and I hope you guys for the next one. If you like this video, like, subscribe, comment, share, do whatever you want. With that, I'll see you next time. Bye!